It's finally fall! Yay! Hey guys! Thanks for clicking on my video. My name's Rachel. Welcome back, unless you're new here. In that case, welcome. Today I'm doing a tag video called the It's Finally Fall tag, and I waited to do this and release it in October because that's the real fall. As I'm recording, it's 78 degrees out, and that doesn't feel very fall to me. But I can't wait till it gets to like 60s and 50s, and then here in Vermont, it gets like negatives. I love fall. Let's get into the questions. So the first one is, in fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. For this, I picked Good Luck Girls by Charlotte Nicole Davis. This is a paranormal Western, and I've never read anything like that before. I think that Stephen King does a paranormal Western-esque thing. It's either The Stand or the Dark Tower series. One of those my boyfriend really wants me to read. I don't know which one. So this book is about a dystopian setting where girls are put in welcome houses, which is really just a fancy term for brothels. This book follows a good luck girl and her sister as they escape from their welcome house and go on this journey to try and get their welcome house tattoos removed. One of the reasons I loved this book as much as I did was because of the setting. Charlotte Nicole Davis just really writes Western very well. It was gritty and kind of dirty, and she didn't hold any punches with describing how like sweaty and gross the characters got as they travel. Add in the like paranormal supernatural aspect and it was divine. Like when at some point they're in a forest area that has ghosts in it, and just the way she described both the ghost and the forest setting, I really, really loved it. In my opinion, this book doesn't get enough attention. I don't know why. First of all, the cover is gorgeous. Secondly, it is pretty much an entirely female cast, and I'm pretty sure the second book is gonna have a sapphic relationship if it's going the way I think it's going. I really can't wait for the second novel. I'm very much anticipating it. Either way, if you guys are looking for a setting that you can really get engrossed into, I highly recommend this one. Maybe I don't read enough Westerns, and that's why this one like blew me away. I'm not interested in Westerns though, because they're usually about like cowboys, and I don't really care about cowboys. Okay, next question. Nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like loss or grief. So I talked about it in my September wrap up, but I'm gonna go with The Line Tender by Kate Allen again, mainly because it was the most recent one that I've read that deals with loss and grief as like a primary subject. I think that this book just handles it so well. The main character, Lucy, lost her mother at a younger age, and then 5 years later, she experiences another pretty traumatic loss in her life. And the entire book is really just about Lucy coming to terms with both her mother passing away and the next tragic loss in her life. And it was just really well written and really well done. And I really, really enjoyed writing in it. I just think it was phenomenal for a middle grade. I'm definitely gonna be looking out for any more like Kate Allen books if she produces any more, especially if she writes a young adult novel. I think she could nail a young adult novel. Next question. Fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. So for this question, I am going to go with Open Season by Ben Crump. For those of you who don't know who Ben Crump is, he is an American lawyer, and he was the lawyer that represented George Floyd's family, and he also represented Trayvon Martin and Michael Brown. This is a book that is primarily focused on racism in the law system in America. It was very eye-opening and kind of difficult to read at some points because there is so much racism ingrained in our law system that it's almost impossible to combat it. And Ben Crump has dedicated pretty much his entire lawyer career to fighting cases like George Floyd, Trayvon Martin, etc. I think this is a book that everyone who lives in America should pick up. You can pick it up even if you don't live in America, but if you do live here in the States, it's required reading. You need to know that this stuff is happening, because I wouldn't have known any of these things, any of these cases, if I hadn't picked this book up, because it isn't taught to us. Next question. In order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be part of. I read a lot of depressing novels and like really intense fantasies that just take you on a journey to places you don't want to go. So this was kind of a hard one for me. So I'm gonna go for a really easy pick, and I'm gonna mention The House in the Cerulean Sea. I would love to be in that little orphanage. I don't really like children all that much, but those children were perfect and sweet and cute. and I wouldn't want to be a parent to them, but I could be a cool aunt. You know, I could be the aunt that makes like chocolate chip pancakes. I don't know how to make pancakes, so that's a lie, but that is my pick. The next question I'm just not going to do because I don't. It's just, question number 5, if you're gonna pick up and do this yourself, is the colorful leaves are piling up on the ground. Shows a pile of fall colored spines. That was hard to say. I already have my books arranged in a really, really chaotic and horrible way. You just don't wanna put them all together, and we're just skipping it. So the next question that I'm actually doing is, fall is the perfect time for some storytelling by the fireside. Share a book wherein somebody is telling a story. For this, I'm gonna go with Ocean at the End of the Lane by Neil Gaiman. This is a book about a grown man who is recounting a very spooky and strange time in his childhood. I don't wanna go into too much detail about what that time period involved, but basically he was friends with a girl down the street from him, and then this woman enters his family's life and things start going weird from there. And it's about this grown man telling us this story, so story within a story. I don't usually like stories within stories. It's actually one of my least favorite tropes in the entire world. I, for some reason, can't get into it at all. But I really like the way Neil Gaiman did this, and I also just really love the story itself. It's very spooky and it's very creepy, and I think it'd be perfect for October for sure. If you listen to the audiobook too, Neil Gaiman narrates it and he's phenomenal. Next question. The nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. So for this, I'm gonna recommend Sharp Objects by Gillian Flynn. You probably recognize this author because she is the one who wrote Gone Girl, which is a very, very famous both thriller novel and thriller movie. I picked this one because I haven't actually read any other Gillian Flynn besides The Grown Up, which is a short story by her. I don't think I'm interested in reading Gone Girl. I think once you know the twist in that, there's no real point. And I loved the movie, but I picked this one up because I wanted to see what Gillian Flynn, you know, other stuff that she's written that I don't know the surprise of, because once you know the surprise, thrillers are kind of ruined. I really, really liked this. It surprised me a lot. It's about a small-time reporter who has to go back to her hometown to investigate a story about a little girl's death. And while she's there, she has to confront this family trauma. It was creepy. It was so dark and melancholic and unnerving. This is a book that the main character is not a main character you'll probably like. In fact, she's a very, very unlikable person just in general, but the things that she does, what happens in this novel, it's for such a short novel too. This is only 252 pages. For being so short, it has left such a severe impact on me. Like, I have thought about this numerous times since reading it earlier this year. Fun fact, I ordered this from Thrift Books, and the first couple pages were ripped out. I had to read an excerpt on Kindle, the free excerpt you get when you go to Amazon and you are like, maybe I want to purchase this book, just to read the first 3 pages so I could read the rest of the book. So the next question is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read that could warm up somebody's cold and rainy day. So for this, I'm gonna go with Emergency Skin by N.K. Jemisin. I loved this novella. It's honestly, I think it's like 30 pages long. It's very short. Yeah, it's about 30 pages long. I'm not gonna give you the plot because I don't wanna ruin it because it's 30 pages long. But trust me when I say that this is very heartwarming and very sweet. It's a little on the nose with what it's doing, but I still appreciated it so much. It's a story that at its heart is telling us how the world could be if we came together and actually made it be like that. I really appreciated it. And I love N.K. Jemisin. I haven't read anything else she's written besides Emergency Skin, but I know I'm gonna love the Broken Earth trilogy. We are willing it, we are hoping it into existence in this household. Fall is the perfect time for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. Here he is. So when I'm reading, I don't really have any special accessories or anything. I like to read, can you hear me around my cat's head? I like to read like in a special like seat in my house. It's this little like armchair. You're so cute and distracting. I like to make myself a little cup of coffee in the morning. I'm usually doing my reading in the morning because my boyfriend works overnights, so he's asleep and I can get like a nice chunk of reading done just by myself. And I like to have a cat sit on my lap with me. gonna say hi, Sam? This is my boy named Sam. So yeah, that's the end of this tag. Thanks for sticking around, guys. The end, you're supposed to tag people, but I don't have anyone to tag. I guess I tag you if you wanna do it. And yeah, I hope you liked this video. Maybe you like my cat. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh my God, you're so cute.